Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Friday, March 18, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Philadelphia vs Dallas. A pair of the league's best scorers, Joel Embiid and Luka Doncic, meet when Philadelphia and Dallas hit the court. Embiid leads the NBA averaging 29.9 points per game, and Doncic ranks 4th in the league, averaging 28.2 points per game. Our first pick is Dallas plus 4.5 points. And here is why. The 76ers have gone 19-15 at home. Philadelphia ranks last in the Eastern Conference, recording only 42.3 rebounds per game, led by Embiid averaging 11.4. The Mavericks have gone 20-14 away from home. Dallas is the leader in the Western Conference, giving up only 103.7 points per game while holding opponents to 45.6% shooting. The teams square off for the second time this season. The Mavericks won 107-98 in the last meeting on February 5. Doncic led the Mavericks with 33 points, and Embiid led the 76ers with 27 points. Our second pick is under 233. And here is why. Georges Niang averages 2.0 made 3-pointers per game for the 76ers, scoring 9.4 points while shooting 39.4% from beyond the arc. Embiid is averaging 29.9 points, 11.4 rebounds and 4.4 assists over the past 10 games for Philadelphia. Doncic is shooting 45.5% and averaging 28.2 points for the Mavericks. Spencer Dinwiddie is averaging 20.3 points over the last 10 games for Dallas. Last 10 games. 76ers. 7-3, averaging 115.3 points, 41.9 rebounds, 23.6 assists, 7.3 steals and 4.1 blocks per game, while shooting 45.0% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 111.4 points per game. Mavericks. 8-2, averaging 107.0 points, 39.7 rebounds, 20.4 assists, 6.6 steals and 4.4 blocks per game, while shooting 46.3% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 105.8 points. Atlanta vs Memphis. A pair of the NBA's best scorers, Trae Young and Ja Morant, meet when Atlanta and Memphis face off. Young is 5th in the NBA, averaging 28.0 points per game, and Morant ranks 7th in the league, averaging 27.5 points per game. Our first pick is Memphis Grizzlies for the win. And here is why. The Hawks have gone 22-13 at home. Atlanta is 3rd in the Eastern Conference, scoring 112.8 points while shooting 46.7% from the field. The teams meet for the second time this season. The Hawks won 132-100 in the last matchup on November 27. But things have changed. The Grizzlies have gone 24-12 away from home. Memphis is the top team in the Western Conference, scoring 17.6 fast break points per game, led by Morant averaging 4.3, and our second pick is over the total, and here is why. Clint Capella is averaging 10.7 points and 12 rebounds for the Hawks. Young is averaging 30.6 points over the last 10 games for Atlanta. Morant is averaging 27.5 points, 5.8 rebounds and 6.7 assists for the Grizzlies. Desmond Bane is averaging 3.0 made 3-pointers over the last 10 games for Memphis. Last 10 games. Hawks. 6-4, averaging 116.8 points, 42.1 rebounds, 25.1 assists, 7.1 steals and 4.3 blocks per game, while shooting 46.9% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 114.5 points per game. Grizzlies. 7-3, averaging 120.1 points, 52.7 rebounds, 26.9 assists, 8.4 steals and 7.6 blocks per game, while shooting 46.4% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 111.8 points. Washington vs New York. Washington comes into the matchup against New York as losers of 5 in a row. Our first pick is New York Knicks to cover. And here is why. The Knicks are 14-26 against Eastern Conference opponents. New York is last in the NBA, recording just 21.6 assists per game, led by Julius Randle, averaging 5.2. The Wizards are 22-21 against Eastern Conference opponents. Washington is last in the NBA, scoring 9.4 fast break points per game. The teams meet for the second time this season. The Wizards won 124-117 in the last matchup on December 24th. I'd have a hard time backing the Washington Wizards against anybody right now, and this is a bad matchup for them. The Knicks have covered the spread in their last 7 games and have not stopped playing hard despite their current position. Over the last 7 games, the Knicks are first in the NBA in defensive rating, and the Wizards are 29th over that same span. Washington has dropped its last 5 games against the spread, with their previous 4 losses all coming by at least 9 points or more, including a 13-point loss to the Los Angeles Lakers during this stretch. Our second pick is over the total. Randle is scoring 20.4 points per game, with 9.9 rebounds and 5.2 assists for the Knicks. R.J. Barrett is averaging 26.9 points and 6.1 rebounds, while shooting 42.5% over the past 10 games for New York. The 2021-22 season has been a disappointing one for the New York Knicks. New York is currently last in the Atlantic standings. New York was last above .500 on January 15 with a 22-21 record, but they have only won 7 of their last 26 games since then. On Wednesday, the Knicks snapped a 2-game winning streak by beating Portland 128-98 by R.J. Barrett with 31 points. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is shooting 39.2% from beyond the arc, with 2.1 made 3-pointers per game for the Wizards, while averaging 12.5 points. Kyle Kuzma is averaging 21.5 points, 7.3 rebounds and 5.4 assists over the past 10 games for Washington. With 15 games left in the regular season, Washington is 4 games behind the Charlotte Hornets for the 10th spot in the Eastern Conference. The Wizards are on a 5-game losing streak after falling to the Denver Nuggets 127-109 on Wednesday. Last 10 games. Knicks 4-6, averaging 113.4 points, 48.1 rebounds, 22.2 assists, 6.5 steals and 4.4 blocks per game, while shooting 45.5% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 108.9 points per game. Wizards 2-8, averaging 115.9 points, 40.6 rebounds, 28.1 assists, 6.9 steals and 5.7 blocks per game, while shooting 49.4% from the field. Their opponents have averaged 121.9 points. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you the user or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.